Hello, my name is Carlin Laborio, and I'm making a video today to help sixth grade teachers. This video could really be for sixth, seventh, or eighth grade, but I'm specifically making this for sixth grade teachers. And you can follow me on my Facebook page. It is Teaching RLA with Carlin Laborio. And this also is my YouTube channel, so make sure to check out the rest of my videos. I do have some other videos that are more based on fourth grade, third to fifth grade, that band. So check those out if you're looking for those. And I also have some resources on my Teacher Pay Teachers, which you can access from my Facebook page as well. And there's a lot of free resources on there. And there's also some that are inexpensive, but those go with different star passages and have sample essays. Okay, so this one, I wanted to show you when I'm talking about sixth grade, I wanted to talk about the scoring guide. So this is the constructed response scoring guide that TEA put out. And this one is specifically sixth to eighth grade. And the samples that they chose happen to be sixth grade. So the rubric that you're looking at right now, this is the sixth grade informational writing rubric. Sixth grade could potentially have a argumentative writing prompt as well. They also, the thing that is different about sixth grade and up is they can also have a question on a double passage. So if they do ask a question about a double passage, the students would need to get evidence from both passages to answer the question. If they are in third through fifth grade, they could have a question on a double passage, but it will only be about one of the passages, and they would only need to get evidence from one of the passages. So that's the biggest difference that I've heard of with sixth grade. And you can see an example. I'll probably make another video to talk about argumentative. There is an example that they released, and it is under the item samplers for sixth grade. And that one actually was a double passage and it's argumentative. So that one, they had to explain how the painting and the novel are different in their journeys from unfinished projects to popular and important works. So that one, I'll make a separate video of to look at that. And I am going to create some resources for sixth grade. I think it would be really helpful to do an informational on either fiction or nonfiction, and then also a double passage and also an argumentative. So I will get going on those and hopefully that will help. Okay, so as far as the rubric, it's basically exactly the same for third and fifth grade, but there are some differences. So it says controlling idea or thesis is clearly identifiable. The focus is consistent throughout, creating a response that's unified and easy to follow. So they still need to have that focus. They still need to have their central idea. When you get into organization, it does say effective introduction and conclusion is evident, and it supports the development. Basically, it has to support it, and it has to be logically connected. When we start looking at the examples, I want you to notice when I just got back from Austin, I did hang out with a lot of other sixth grade teachers and collaborated with them. And I was listening to, what they were learning and talking about both in their classrooms and at the scoring anchor meetings. And I think with sixth grade, the transitions are really important. I think that the students are going to have those transitions to really make the writing flow. And I think that they also really need to focus on having a strong, solid introduction that could even be multi-sentence and some solid conclusions that wrap it up that are also multi-sentence. When you look at these samples, you will notice that they are paraphrased. So I think when you get into sixth grade and up, you could start off having the student quote the evidence. Um, I used to teach sixth grade, so I know how it is a lot, and especially in Texas, has been more focused in the past on reading. and less, I would say, you'll probably agree on the writing. So I think my biggest advice to sixth grade teachers is to keep doing what you've been doing that works, as far as you're amazing at teaching that reading comprehension and asking the students questions about what they're reading. You're probably also used to having them go back and show the proof or the text evidence. So that's all this type of writing is. It's basically getting them to write about what they're reading. So practicing that in class and practicing that also on a computer, whether you use Google Docs, Google Slides, Eduphoria, or whatever other programs you have, I think they need that. They need that practice. You can start off by just asking them a question about the passage, have them answer that in one sentence, and then give the evidence in the second sentence. So basically, starting off with those short constructed responses. Then you can move into asking them what, asking them a question about the whole passage. I have noticed that theme, author's message, is huge. So that's one that you can do with any passage. You can say, here's some examples. So, seventh grade said, explain how the friendship between Angie and Pete contributes to the development of theme in the play. So, asking a question about theme, asking a question about how the characters contributed to the theme or how a character changed and how that goes with the theme. Those are great questions to practice and to ask the students. With those, they're basically going to answer the question. Then they're going to give multiple pieces of text evidence. So they're not just giving one. They should be able to find several examples. I would say at least three throughout the article. And then the key is they're going to need to really explain the evidence. They're going to explain the evidence and or paraphrase the evidence, because if they're putting it in their own words, that's going to be very clear to the scorers that they have a thorough understanding of the writing purpose and of the passage that they're reading. And it does say right here, for pairs in grades 6 through EOC, evidence is drawn from both texts. That was what I was talking about with the double passage. Word choice is going to be huge. Paraphrasing, being able to pull that evidence out of both passages, transitions, all of that. So if you started out with having them just quote the evidence, that's fine. One thing you could try is giving them post-it notes, and they can write their evidence on each piece of evidence can go on a post-it note. And then when they go to type it, they can practice changing that into their own words. And I'll make some videos on how to teach paraphrasing. So I just want to really quickly look at the examples, and I would recommend that you cut these out or blow these up and put them on your smartboard. I think I'm going to make a slideshow where I have these already cropped and put into slides, because I have a great idea that you could show the students and teachers. This would be a great professional development as well. You could throw this up on the board and ask your audience, what score would this be? And have them score it and tell you why, after, of course, after looking at the rubric and highlighting the keywords. And then they would say, well, this is a 0, or maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they think it was higher than that. And then you can have those discussions afterwards about, this got a 0 for both. If it gets a 0 for organization and ideas, then it's automatically a 0 total. This is also a 0. And I would just talk to your students about how it's not enough information to really score. This one got a 1 out of 3 for organization, but a 0 for conventions. This one got a 1 for organization and a 0 for conventions. This one got a 1 for organization and a 1 for conventions. So that would be a 2, which if 2 people gave it the same score, that would be a 4 out of 10. And look how short that is. So I think it would be interesting to compare how did this get a 1 compared to the one that got the 0? Probably because it had a central idea. And then, go through all of these and then get to the good stuff, which would say when they start getting into the threes. So if you scroll down to page 18, you're going to see this got a perfect score. So it's not perfect, it has mistakes, but this is an actual 6th grade student, and they got a 10 out of 10. They got a 5. 2 people scored it 5 out of 5. So if you look at this closely, you'll notice that it has a lot of transitions. It has this is why, though, for example. It has a solid introduction, solid conclusion, has evidence paraphrased. And here's another one that got a 10. This one has paragraphs. It doesn't necessarily have to have paragraphs. I encourage my students to do paragraphs, but it doesn't have to have paragraphs. But notice the language of the 6th grader. Notice the transitions. Lastly, as you can see, and that's the last one. So I would definitely look at those to help you teach 6th grade ECRs. I'll make some more videos looking deeper into the scoring guide. And like I said, I'll work on those resources, but I hope this video helps to just know what to start working on. All right, don't forget to check out those other resources, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.